Shark Tank fans, welcome back to Shark Tank Tips. I'm your host, Zoe Hewitt. As always, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RealZoeHewitt. Now let's talk Qeepsake. Jeff was in the Shark Tank and he was offering his product up $350,000 in exchange for 10%. Now, if you've been watching a while, you know that I'm not always into techie type products, but I loved this idea. This idea is basically if you want to do a baby book, something like that, then instead of trying to keep up with the book in written form, you'll actually join this service. Subscriptions range from $40 to $95 per year, depending on what plan you buy, and then they will actually text you prompts. So you can text things back to the program and then go online and bam, you'll have a book. You can also send text messages for specific kids that you have and say, hey, so-and-so just lost their first tooth. Now, Jeff came up with the idea because he has 5 children, ages 8 to 1, which is overwhelming, to say the least. I cannot even imagine that, but I can imagine that maybe you want to keep track of what your kids are doing, and so this is a really simple way to do it. I also know that a lot of people don't pull photos off of their phones anymore. Now, I have to say, yes, I am one of those people, and I do love my photo albums, so yay, but I know that's not really the case for everyone, and even I would like to use a product like this, not even just in this form, like baby book, whatever, but it's great for anyone if there's something you want to keep track of throughout the year. So I feel like this app could really be expanded for just about anyone. Now, Jeff did get some offers in the tank, and I think that's because he could prove he had $225,000 worth of revenue in only a few months, 4 months, which is really amazing. I was talking earlier about Desiree and Parachute, and she had about $50,000 in 126 days. I feel like this even blows them out of the water. If you didn't catch my talking about Desiree and Parachute, definitely go back and take a look. But let's talk Jeff and Qeepsake. He did get 2 offers, and from the sharks that you would have expected, maybe we had Chris in the tank, he was filling in, and Kevin, who said, hey, I've got a database of all the people who would buy this product and join the subscription already. Because of course he has his Mr. Wonderful Something Wonderful platform. So I thought Kevin seemed like a great partner, but the big sticking point here was that Jeff was not prepared to give up more equity in his company. He did agree to go up to 14% from the original 10 that he had offered walking into the tank, but the sharks both really wanted 20, and Jeff just said, no way, I know that this can be better. Now, what Jeff did have going for him was that he is a computer guy and had worked on things like this before, so he has that background. But he wound up saying no deal, and he walked out of the tank without a deal on his terms. So I always give people kudos for that. Sometimes, I guess I should say, I give them kudos when it seems like they really could go further on their own, and sometimes I think, what were you thinking? It's not that big of a percentage. In this case, though, I feel like this is a good product. He's on a roll, and he has experience. He doesn't necessarily need to give up that extra percentage, because an extra 10% is a lot, and the reason he was hesitant about that is that if he needed to do further fundraising, he knew that it would dilute everyone's percentage already. So he had a good reason for it as well. But those are also really good sharks who could have been partners for him. So what do you think? Would you have partnered with Kevin? Would you have partnered with Chris? Or would you have said, hey, no deal, I will keep my percentage? Let me know. You can send me a note on Twitter. You can tweet me. You can send me an Instagram message. You can find me at RealZoeHewitt. And until next time, bye-bye.